Hello there and welcome to another chess video. We have another game with Leonid Stein. His opponent in this game, his name is, or was, Isaac Birbrager. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he apparently was from the Soviet Union and he became champion of Uzbekistan in 1963 and 1964. He died somewhat tragically in 1993 according to my internet sources because of an attack by robbers, which is pretty sad. But you know, he had a few games in the database, including he managed to draw against Tal, but he also had losses against Tal, where Tal played absolutely brilliantly, sacrificed the queen. So you'll find some games with Birbrager in the database and other resources. Anyway, he had the black pieces here and went for the Caro-Kann defense against Leonid Stein. And Stein played d3, a line with that he liked to play. So for those that like the King's Indian attack, you can definitely play like this against the Caro-Kann. And this was somewhat of a pet system of his, and you know, many strong players have played like this. d5 now, knight d2. And black now took on e4, which seems a little bit premature because it gives white, you know, sort of a free hand. You know, do you want to go for the King's Indian type attack setup, or do you want to play bishop c4? And often this c6 move becomes a little bit redundant. So white has, black has actually given up, you know, a bit of his center already. Knight f6, knight g2, f3, and here he goes bishop g4. One wonders what black has in mind, you know. h3, maybe you should just take on f3 and play, you know, a reasonable looking Caro-Kann. You know, play e6, get the pieces out and try to stay solid. But he plays bishop h5. And now white gets to push, he plays e5. Knight d5, and, well, Stein liked to attack, so he played e6, not allowing black to, you know, get a solid setup. He's disrupting the development and weakening the king set. Now black did not fancy taking on e6 and played f6. But this allows white a very clamping pawn here on e6, and if you can't attack it and win it, then you're facing some long-term difficulties. Stein played energetically, played g4, unpinning the knight, which can now come to d4, aiding the pawn here on e6, knight c7 attacking it, and also attacking the knight, but we just protect it, pawn c3. And now black played queen d5. A move like c5 might be tempting as well, but I think we have some good options there, including, yeah, just queen f4 actually. The diagonal is too weak, so we can't play c5. But queen d5 looks tempting because we're threatening to take the pawn, eliminate this, and take the rook. But Stein played queen b3. Protecting the pawn, attacking this, but leaving the rook on h1. Now if you take on b3, you're facing a difficult defense because this pawn here will be, if you take, I take with the knight, now I'm covering c5, and f4, f5 is coming, and long term this pawn is too clamping, you can't develop this, you're just gonna suffer. So black, you know, might as well go for it and say, okay, show me, I got the rook, what do you got? And, well, first of all, I have a mate threat, queen takes b7, so we have to meet that, king to d8. But now he introduces more pieces, he wants the bishop out, bishop to f4. Black also counterplay, he wants the bishop on f4, but Stein doesn't care, get the pieces out, attack. This is with check, but king d2, now attacking the queen. And, well, we have to take on f2, king takes d3. And black is actually toast here. He played knight takes e6. If he plays knight to a6, we take here. There's a mate threat. You can't go back with a knight because of this knight hanging. So black went with knight takes e6, but this is just desperation. I take on e6, king e8, and this is all forced. And black resigned after knight f2 and g5. He's simply about to be checkmated. If he goes to g8, I take on f8, mate immediately. And if you go, well, if you take this, I take here. Now there's no longer mate on f8, but now with the knight gone, there's mate on e6. If you come up, there's check here, and then checkmate here. And finally, if you go immediately to g6, I have this one. And then, well, I have a pleasant choice. I guess queen h5 should be sufficient. So, naturally, black laid down his arms after knight f to g5 check. Another very smooth game by Stein. I'm finding many of these he's getting a very high score. When I run this through the cap score, I think he got 99 point something for this one. Others he'd be getting 98 consistently. So very strong play by Stein. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.